1.
Welcome back, Northwest, to another ONW Now with the latest and greatest news on our school and community.
It's your favorite senior duo here. I'm Natalie Fales with my bestie,
Cece Koparanian. So sit down, relax, grab your popcorn, and let the show begin.
Operation Breakthrough is a daycare center for families who experience poverty and gives them the opportunity to learn and gain job experience. Hannah Odell has the scoop on their initiative.
Operation Breakthrough Kansas City is providing a safe and loving environment for children going through poverty.
Operation Breakthrough started 51 years ago, and the goal of it is to give a loving educational environment to children who are vulnerable kids who have needs.
Operation Breakthrough doesn't just entertain kids throughout the day, they also help out families and have multiple programs for education and emergency aid.
Everything about a child's life happens here. We have classrooms here that are open from 7 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening. So children are learning, our little kids are learning how to be students, how to be successful when they get to kindergarten. Our kids who are in K through 8th grade are catching up on any homework they need to do. They're exploring their talents. They're trying to figure out what they're good at. And then our high school students are learning workforce development. In other words, they're trying things out that might be a career for them.
I made this weight and I made this.
Go to www.operationbreakthrough.org to learn how you can donate or volunteer. Come meet some awesome kiddos and help out some local families. For ONW Now, this has been Hannah Odell. Now back to the desk.
This would be a great opportunity for students to get their community service hours in while also helping out the community.
If you're interested, go check out the Operation Breakthrough website to learn more about their volunteer opportunities.
Community service is a great way to give back. Raven Service Club is hosting a donation drive for a New Hope food pantry.
They have barrels around the school for you to vote for either KU or K-State. So if you have extra non-perishables, please donate and vote KU.
Everyone who donates will be entered into a raffle, and the student from the team who wins will receive a Charlie Hustle t-shirt of their favorite team.
And if the prize doesn't persuade you enough, you will also have bragging rights, and they will announce your name on the intercom on the next Sunflower Showdown. The donation started yesterday and will go up until Monday.
Kansas City is full of amazing people and cultures, and Lenexa is no different. Last Sunday, the city of Lenexa hosted a Lunar New Year to celebrate and help share the love of Chinese cultures with everyone. Let's pass it off to Johnny Cuman for more on the story.
Although many of us here at Olathe Northwest celebrate New Year's on January 1st, there's another New Year's celebration that isn't quite as well known or appreciated. Let's go take a look at this year's Lenexa City Market Lunar New Year's event.
As the Lenexa Public Market, we have devoted our 2023 event planning to celebrating diversity and really bringing in as many different cultural events as we possibly can.
This holiday is very special to the people that celebrate, and it holds a lot of cultural significance.
The cultural significance is there's a very fun tale about how 12 animal zodiac get in the race, and it's just a fun tale to tell. It's called the Race of 12 Animal Zodiac, and this year is the rabbit year. And so for us Chinese people, when we talk about the holiday, the story, the little kids will feel very happy, and so that's the fun part of it.
We also learned about the many differences between American New Year and Chinese New Year.
It's different from the American New Year, which is January 1st, right? But for the Lunar Chinese New Year, it is different from year to year. For example, this year is January, right? Generally, it's in February, but this year is in January, starting today. And normally, it lasts for about 15 days, okay? So, that's why some people call it Spring Festival.
This year, the Lenexa Public Market will be packed with events that celebrate diversity and different ethnicities, so stay in the know about when the next event will occur. For ONW Now, this has been Johnny Cuman.
I've gone to the Kansas City Marketplace so many times, but I didn't know they offered this. That's so cool.
We should go next year.
Yeah, definitely. In other news, a big majority of our ONW students are challenged by balancing their school and work life. Ash Hunt went to see what it's like for some.
For some Olathe Northwest students, their day does not end at 3. With a combination of work and homework after school, some students can find themselves busy till 9 or 10 p.m.
I would say I get roughly 6 hours of homework a week, and I typically work around 30 hours in a work week. I do think that it can get pretty challenging, especially because sometimes it does feel like there's just not enough time in a day to get done what you need to get done.
A lot of the time I do feel lost. One of the strategies that I've started using is I got a planner so I can write out everything, but then the issue that I face there is I've run out of room in my planner to put everything that I need to get done. I work at Genesis Health Clubs in the Kids Club. The amount of homework hours that I have in a week really do differ, but they've started going up, so it's just getting kind of more and more stressful. So I would say about 2 hours every night.
I kind of wish that there was no homework at all. I think there's too many kids that literally just don't have the time to do homework because they're barely at home, or they get home really late and then they don't have any energy.
For students who struggle to balance their school life with their work life, adding their social life on top of that can be an extra challenge.
It's definitely stressful not having as much downtime, just because high school is something where having a social life is really important, especially outside of school, having time to be with your peers, and that's something that doesn't quite happen when you are working.
Yeah, I think it makes it more challenging to have an actual life, to hang out with friends and have hobbies and stuff. And hobbies are what actually make us, not something that we're forced to do.
My downtime is really now just sleeping, and even then that's very scarce hours. I feel like I have no time to decompress or get through the day or have something to look forward to, really.
For ONW Now, this has been Ash Hunt.
Being a high school student with job and a sport is actually really hard. Mr. Zook, if you're watching this, no more homework?
I agree. And if you weren't paying attention before, it's time to tune in because it's time for game day. Let's pass it over to Weston Paul.
Woo!
What's going on, Ravens? Welcome back to another edition of Raven Game Day.
I'm Paul Staff alongside Weston Wurzberger. We got recaps on all of our winter sports this week, including a story on our girls basketball team's accomplishments and future goals.
Let's not waste any time and get started with boys basketball. On Tuesday night, the Raven Hoop squad traveled south to take on the Spring Hill Broncos. The Ravens dominated all game long as they took home the win 74-42 to even up their record at 6-6. They'll face up against the Free State Firebirds at Lawrence Free State High School next Tuesday at 7 o'clock.
While staying on the topic of basketball, Keely Loney talks to the senior girls basketball players about their last season as a Raven and what they're looking forward to in the future.
This year, we have 3 seniors on our girls basketball team. We sat down with them, as well as Coach Bernstrom, to learn more about how they're feeling this season.
Leadership in my mind it's not a matter of I'm the top dog. It's a matter of wanting to other kids to be better than they were. Not that that's what they live by or that's what they say, but in some ways I think they understand on the basketball scale, they may not be the ones that are scoring all the points or whatever, like some of our younger kids are. But they know they fulfill an important role of that leadership and keeping them together, keeping things light when they need to be light, and trying to keep things focused so they need to be focused, or just in general keep that team chemistry as solid as possible, and that's important.
I think I have a positive role. I like to make people feel included. I like to help them be better, get better by themselves, and just have someone there.
Just kind of continuing because we're a pretty good team and we've been together for the past 3 years, and so just keeping up having the juniors pass that down and being so close together, because I do think that the chemistry outside of the game is important in order to help your team succeed.
My favorite part about being a senior is just kind of the leadership roles and the trust that Brancham puts into us, that we get to share and help lead the rest of the team. And then I know, like Reagan said, we get first in line at any team dinners or anytime we go out to do something, seniors always get dibs. And I've been waiting for that since my freshman year, so it's nice now having that priority.
Goal setting is a large part of teamwork and team building. This year, the girls have a pretty big one.
Well, our main goal is to make it to state, of course, but that's about everyone's goal in the sport. But I say just improve every game, and so that we're ready for the playoffs and the sub-state once we get there. But yeah, just keep working together.
A goal that I have for this team this year is to make it to the state tournament. Last year we were a basket away from making it, and it's pretty much the same team. So I have no doubt that we can't make it again this year.
We're so excited to see where the rest of the season takes you girls. For ONW Now, this has been Keely Loney. Now back to the desk.
On Monday, the Raven bowling teams had themselves a day at the tournament at Olathe Lanes East.
The boys varsity team took first, with Tommy Mitchell placing second and Mason Browning placing third, while leading the way for the Ravens.
The girls varsity team took second, with Allie Glasscock placing first to take the Ravens to the second place finish.
Yesterday, the Ravens swim and dive team took second overall in their meet at Prairie Trail Middle School. Our boys had a nice collection of first place finishes, with Noah Brancham taking first in their 100 backstroke, Farrell Josoir, Kiefer Yim, and Noah Brancham taking first in the medley relay, and Braden Zimmerman taking first in a great diving performance which qualified him for state. Congratulations to all our other placers. Our JV team will have their last home meet tonight, while our varsity team will head to the Wichita Invitational this weekend.
Boys wrestling did some wrestling last night at Shawnee Mission Northwest. Here's what we know. Lucas Conover finished second and Tristan Duckworth took first. Congrats, boys. The boys' next meet will be this Saturday in an invitational at Andover High School at 9 a.m.
Last night, the girls wrestling team traveled to Olathe North for a duel with the Lady Eagles. Our girls put North in a stranglehold, smacking the Eagles and taking the duel 36-34. This is the first time our Lady Ravens have won a duel in program history. Congrats, ladies. The girls will meet next at an invitational at Washburn Rural High School this Saturday at 9 a.m.
That's your wrap on athletics for today. Time to send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Weston. We're more than halfway through the year, and we still haven't dropped the helmet, so let's keep the ball rolling.
Yeah. The Ronald McDonald House has been helping families in need for decades. February 15th, the Overland Park Regional Hospital will welcome a new aspect that will continue to help those in need. This will be called the Family Room. It is connected to the Ronald McDonald House. Let's go to Liz Crane for more on this impactful event.
The Ronald McDonald Family Room is seeking heartfelt and compassionate volunteers for this winter season.
So in Kansas City, we have 91 beds available every night to families. We have 2 family rooms. We have 4 sleeping rooms here at Overland Park Regional. We have 7 sleeping rooms at Children's Mercy, and then we have the 3 houses. The 3 houses are more long-term stays, and then the family rooms are, like I said, for families that have kids who are in the ICU, NICU, or the PICU. So the Ronald McDonald Family Room is happy to provide a safe, comfortable, and affordable, meaning free, place for the families to sleep at night and be close to their child who is sick.
Ronald McDonald Family Rooms are created worldwide for families to rally around each other for hard times.
The Ronald McDonald House has impacted me and my family greatly because when 2016, when my oldest daughter Carly was critical in the NICU on a vent, we were able to stay at the Ronald McDonald House at Children's Mercy. We spent 8 nights there. It took out all the guesswork of what we were going to eat, where we were going to stay, and how we were going to do that. It kept us close to bedside. I was washing my face in a sink in the bathroom. A nurse saw that and showed us the family room, and we were able to get our basic needs met. Take a hot shower with a clean towel. They have shampoo and conditioner, body wash, all the basics that we take for granted every day. But when you're in that situation, it means the world. A big part of the Ronald McDonald mission is for families to get a good night's sleep, and so that is what we hope for all the families we serve. If ONW students want to donate or volunteer to the Ronald McDonald House, you can put together a meal group downtown. You can cook a meal for families. You can also bring food into the family rooms.
The power is in your fingertips. Donate online at rmhc.org. For ONW Now, this has been Liz Crane. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, Liz, for that very meaningful story. But that's enough about humans. Let's take it to animals.
Ava Hansen traveled to the Kansas City Zoo to learn about the recent loss of their beloved polar bear, Berlin. Tune in to hear about her legacy. Connect it to...
The Kansas City Zoo has so many exhibits to offer, from otters to penguins to a crowd favorite, polar bears. However, the zoo recently lost their oldest polar bear, Berlin. Let's take a look into her life and legacy.
Berlin was an iconic representative and ambassador for her species. She had been here for over 10 years, since 2012. And during that time, she had thousands upon thousands of fans in our community. People would come for miles to see her.
Not only has Berlin made an impact on the community, but the zoo as a whole.
But anytime we lose an animal that we have built a relationship with over, even decades, in Berlin's case, it's going to have an impact. So, we're sad, but we understand that we gave her the absolute best care possible.
Even though this is an extremely tragic loss, there are positives coming from it.
She was actually the first bear to receive what's called a voluntary EKG. So just as in human care, EKGs look at the heart rate and heartbeat and how the heart is functioning. And so to get one voluntarily from her, in other words, she did it on her own, we didn't have to restrain her in any way or do anything like that, is going to pay benefits for years to come with other polar bears.
Berlin was truly given the best life possible at the zoo. She was loved by the staff, community, and especially the other animals. For ONW Now, this has been Ava Hansen.
That's so cool that one animal can impact so many in a community.
I agree.
But speaking of community,
do you know what else impacts the community? ONW has our own jazz band. These students play at a local Italian restaurant. Ryan Weibel has more to say about it.
Tonight we have 2 former and 2 current ONW Jazz Band players performing live at the Bravo Italian Casino.
Man, these shooters sound good. Now let's take it to the musicians on what their thoughts are about being in jazz band.
I met everyone at this combo at the ONW Jazz Band, like the Jazz One, and we played together for about 2 or 3 years now. My friend works here. He works at Bravo's. It's Mike. He actually won on guitar, and he basically just got us the gig and just kept playing. We tend to practice at Levi's house, who's the drummer for our band, so we just play over there and just get some tunes down and then go and do that. Yeah.
What are our goals? To sound good. We're trying to treat it more like a business, because yes, it is like an art and something we do, but also like we need to find a way to make money off of this, like especially since I plan on this being my day job. We're putting a couple recordings together and we're gonna send them around to restaurants and such. So the goal is to really get into more places so that more people can hear our music.
For ONW Now, this has been Ryan Weibel. Now back to the desk.
That band sounds good. I wonder if they'll play at Cupids Gala.
ONW Stuco has been putting on their very best work for this year's winter dance, aka Cupids Gala. Chris McCormick has the details.
Say goodbye to winter formal because on Saturday, this very gym is being transformed into our first ever Cupids Gala dance.
This year we wanted to do something a little bit special. We wanted to have a theme that maybe a lot of people could hopefully connect with. We thought that'd be a fun way to kind of spice it up this year.
Other years we had a winter theme dance and it didn't really go around that well. And we know a lot of other Olathe schools do a Cupids Gala / sweetheart dance, and so we thought it'd be a fun new way to incorporate the theme into the school this year.
For some of these students, the Cupids Gala is about more than just the actual dance.
I think my favorite part of being able to host the Cupids Gala is I really like working with other students and making decorations and making the dance look nice for the whole student body.
It's always fun to be working with the variety of people we have on the student council. It's a great group of people and it's fun to work with them every week.
Now some of you may think setting up a dance is easy, but there are actually lots of things going on behind the scenes.
The startup comes with some planning that happens early second quarter and all the way up to the day of the dance.
We've been preparing for the dance for I think before winter break and around the blood drive. So it definitely takes a few months to get everything set up.
The preliminary stages looks like getting a DJ set up and selecting the theme. And then now we're doing those final touches on some of the props and decorations, and we'll be setting up the day before.
If you and your friends are interested in attending this dance, you can scan this QR code to get your tickets today.
Raven Stuco also has an Instagram where all your questions can be answered at ONW Stuco.
And that's a wrap on our show. Thank you so much for watching Northwest. And seniors, T-minus 78 days till school's out.
Not counting snow days. And if you can't get enough of the Raven Network, make sure to follow all our socials at the Raven Network and our website, theravendaily.com. See you next time.